Reporter King inserts a USB drive into her computer. Her friend, who happens to be an attorney, called her and he's like, hey, I need you to take on this big case involving this massive K-pop star that is allegedly involved in some shady activities in their private lives. A whistleblower had dropped off 3 USB drives filled with evidence at the attorney's office under one condition: she remain totally anonymous. The 4 main names that stick out to her are Seungri from Big Bang, JJY, whose phone copy this is, Choi from FT Island, and someone the members keep referring to as the police prosecutor general. Burning Sun nightclub. It's located in Gangnam and it was marketed as the it spot. Your chances of seeing an idol in real life would skyrocket, allegedly, if you go to the Burning Sun nightclub. In fact, Seungri, an idol from Big Bang, one of the biggest K-pop groups at the time, would often DJ and promote the club. The employees at Burning Sun would coordinate getting VIPs tall glasses of water into their VIP rooms. They would do whatever it takes to get them their secret menu choices, even if that means woman. The bartender is slipping it in, which meant the woman would be likely completely passed out to allow the VVIPs to do whatever they wanted to them, which typically included essaying them and illegally filming videos of them. Burning Sun is one of K-pop's biggest scandals to date, because it is revealed to the public that Seungri, the DJ, who sometimes plays sets at the Burning Sun, he's not just a DJ. In fact, he was one of the 4 directors of Burning Sun Entertainment, as well as co-founder of Yuri Holdings, a shareholder of the nightclub. Investigations also revealed that he was a member of various Kakao Talk group chats that had other well-known K-pop idols in the group, most notably JJY of Restaurant, that's the band name, and Choi Jung-hoon of FT Island. In 2019, reporter King is sitting there pulling her hair out, trying to figure out who this police officer is, when her phone rings. Hello? There's a soft voice on the other end. Hello? Reporter King? This is Kuhara. A K-pop idol reaching out to a reporter is unheard of. And for what? To help. Kuhara said she wants to help. Kuhara will help reporters blow the lid off of the Burning Sun case. And less than a year later, after that, she will be found dead in her apartment. Police get a phone call. He tells the officers that he just tried to break up with his girlfriend and she beat him up, assaulted him. The police look at the man and he does have pretty deep scratches on his face. They're quite actually. There's one right above his eye that's into his eye. There's one on his forehead. The police ask, girlfriend's name? Kuhara. Kuhara? The famous K-pop idol from one of the biggest girl groups of their time. This is a very delicate case and they know this. The police start investigating and there's just something that's not really adding up. If this man's story is true, why is there CCTV footage of Kuhara, the K-pop idol, on her knees begging him to not do this to her? And why did he, the boyfriend, email Dispatch, a Korean tabloid similar to TMZ, twice during this so-called one-sided assault? Kuhara is a singer that debuted with the girl group Kara. There is a talk show called Radio Host, where celebrities will be interviewed by other celebrities, or they call them MCs. Kara was gonna be on the show, and from the get-go, the show gets off to an intense start. The host's label in front of her face on TV, Kuhara as a relationship idol. I guess implying that she's not known for her talent or her skill or for her music, but she's mainly known for her series of alleged relationships and relationship scandals. One of the hosts straight up asks her, what questions are you the most scared of? If you tell us, just don't talk about this, we won't talk about it. I don't want to talk about dating. The male host responds, oh, that would take too long. Anyway, which part or person do you not want us to talk about? I don't have anything to talk about. Why do you guys keep doing that to me? It's because if we take out the dating conversations when we talk to girl groups, then there's not really anything we can talk about.
Wow.
One of the hosts, who has since regretted his statements, turns to her and says, oh, she's like the dating idol. I'm the what? The dating idol. I'm not. Hara has a water bottle in her hand and she slides it across the table. She pushes the bottle to the host that calls her the dating idol and she's trying to laugh it off. But the host all seems shocked that she threw the bottle. In a joking way, the host said, oh, you're giving this to us for him to drink it, right? Headlines will read, Kuhara gifts host with a drink, and they're all laughing. So you don't want us to talk about your dating? Yes, because even if we open the door and I talk about it, there's going to be weird articles written about it. One of the male hosts turns to the co-host and says, I heard you know a lot about their personal lives. The male host looks very tense and he says, if I open my mouth, I can end Kuhara. She starts laughing and fanning her face, and the hosts start cracking up, and the guys just reassure her that he's joking. But Hara sits back down and turns around in her seat. She's facing away from the cameras, and slowly the room goes silent. Wait, are you actually crying right now? Hara turns around smiling and wipes a tear from her eyes and goes, sorry, I was just really angry. Side note, the host will later state that the episodes are scripted. So the male host said, the one that said he could open his mouth and end Kuhara, he said that all of it was scripted. He has since apologized, and he actually did leave the show because he just felt very uncomfortable, apparently. Some say he left because military enlistment, I don't know. But the comments at the time read, the male host obviously looked very taken aback. I mean, look at his facial expression. It got tense. Did she seriously throw a water bottle in front of so many of these huge seniors? There was a netizen poll done around the time where people were asked if they believed the MCs if they crossed the line or if Kuhara crossed the line. 91% of netizens that answered the poll thought Hara crossed the line. Hara had to formally apologize for crying on the talk show and formally apologize for not being professional after being harassed. Reports start coming out that Kuhara assaulted her boyfriend for breaking up with her. But that same day, a second report is released, a very short one. This time it states that Kuhara has reported to the police that this was a two-sided assault case. She told authorities that it was CJ that hit and kicked her first. The Gangnam police seem to agree with the fact that they both harmed each other. This report states that Hara is currently in the hospital. She's currently being treated for injuries sustained from the incident with her boyfriend. She's being treated. Almost immediately after that report is released, Hara's boyfriend CJ, the hairdresser, sits down with the news network to share his side of the story. He says, I didn't know that me calling the police for both of our safety would become such a big issue. Some of the news reports are reporting things about me that are just completely false without consent, so I decided to do this interview. I didn't break into Kuhara's house. The passcode for the house is the day we met, and we were using the space together, implying that they moved in together, which is a huge implication in Korean society, before getting married. I'm just shocked by the malicious comments. Currently, I'm unable to receive help from anyone. I don't know what to do. I'm also in pain physically and emotionally. If it's a crime to be the one to request a breakup, then it's my fault. However, it's not a two-sided assault case. We used to be lovers, but now we're separating with scars like this, and it just pains me. I may be a non-celebrity, but I hope that Hara herself will reflect back on this, apart from her status as a celebrity, and apologize to me. For a day or two, the reports go silent. Then, Kuhara's boyfriend does another interview. This time, he releases pictures of his face to news outlets. The ex-boyfriend tells the media outlets, I've never thrown a fist at anyone in my life. Moreover, I have never struck a woman like that. If Kuhara got bruised, it was only through physical contact to calm her down when she hit and scratched me, and it was not caused by my fist or other violence. This is not true, I swear. Regardless, a lot of netizens are upset with Hara. Some even argue that Hara had no injuries listed about her face. She showed up to the police station and she had no injuries on her face. But look at his face, he has injuries. They stated that if two people are violently assaulting each other in a domestic violence situation, they will go for each other's faces because it's a heightened emotions. Which means because she has no scars on her face, he didn't assault her. Kuhara then releases her side of the story with dispatch. She does not come alone either. She brings her roommate. Let's call her Bella. They call her Mrs. B in the media files. Bella is Hara's roommate, and she was there when the assault took place. Kuhara brings her phone with messages between her and CJ, her ex. She brings her full medical records, a full account of what happened that night. The two girls tell dispatch, this is what happened. A few days before the incident, Hara had to go to lunch with her manager and a guy who also works in the industry. So literally it'd be like going to lunch with your male coworker. And it's not even just a guy that works in the industry. She's supposed to do a photo shoot with him. She's not even that close with him, and they had this upcoming photo shoot, so this lunch, they're going over all the details with the manager. But Hara knows the minute she even mentions that another guy is going to be there, that it's not just her and her manager, it's going to be a whole thing. CJ is going to blow it up into some big deal, and they're going to fight over it, and she just omits that detail. Bella butts in. He was suspicious of even all of her work relationships. He always checked on her by asking, who is he? What are you doing? And if she went drinking, he would say really harsh things, disturbing things that are difficult to hear. Hara would lie because she didn't want to fight, and the vicious cycle would just repeat itself. Actually, Hara once tried to break up with him, and she wrote a letter saying, let's just end it here. And he burned it in the restroom. In summary, the guy loses his mind if she's around another man, and he seems terrifying when he's mad, which is why Kuhara tells him she's just going to lunch with her manager. He finds out. He finds out that there's another guy there, and instead of self-reflecting on why his girlfriend might feel the need to lie to him, he blows up. Hara's sleeping in her roommate's room that night. They both just fell asleep, talking to each other, hanging out. He finds her, and he's standing over the two girls, and he starts using his foot to kick Hara. The roommate, Bella, wakes up, but it's so uncomfortable, so she just pretends to still be asleep, and she says that he sounded very, very... Eventually, Hara gets up and tries to talk to him, but he's getting very emotional. The two of them leave the roommate's room to figure it out in private, and Bella can hear them. And at first, it sounds like muffling, like they're arguing, but trying to keep it down. Slowly, it turns into full-blown fighting, and not just screaming, but Bella can hear things being thrown, can hear people being slapped. She can hear furniture being broken. Outside, CJ is grabbing Hara by the hair, throwing her around. Hara is fighting back, trying to get him off of her. He has scratches on his face. He throws Hara up against the wall and throws a pretty big air purifier at her. Bella rushes out of the room, and Bella sees in Hara's room the whiteboard on the wall knocked off. The door is broken. The air purifier is partially broken. Hara's face is swollen. Her jaw looks messed up. Her arms and legs are swollen and scratched. And CJ tells Hara, "I'm gonna f you over. I'm gonna make sure your career's over." Eventually, things calm down, enough so that CJ starts gathering up all of his stuff. He starts making his way down to his car. And to back that up, there is CCTV footage of both of them in the elevator at around 1:20 in the morning. They're both standing in the elevator, somewhat analyzing their wounds in the elevator mirrors. CJ is carrying luggage, and again, presumably his luggage after breaking up with Hara, and he's in the elevator. CCTV footage shows them heading into the parking lot, where CJ gets into his car, turns it on, and he just sits in his car idling for a little bit. He's sitting there at 1:26 a.m. sending an email. Then he drives off and texts Hara once he's gone. He just texts her, no words, 2 files, 2 video files. The first one is a 30-second clip of them being intimate, then another 8-second clip. It is a threat without words. Kuhara does not respond because she's busy calling the guy that she had lunch with, the male coworker. Because previously, CJ told her that he wants both of them, Hara and the guy coworker, to get on their knees and beg him for forgiveness for that lunch. Kuhara is trying to give this unhinged blackmailer what he wants because he's threatening her. But because she's calling this guy, she's not responding to his text messages. And every time CJ calls her, her phone has a busy tone, and he texts her a few minutes later. "You're like a real estate agent, unreachable. I'm wondering why I have to wait." She texts, "Where are you? I'll come to you." He sends a picture of his face. "Even if I wash my face, I can't go to work thanks to you." "Oh, sorry. You're probably meeting that guy of yours. Sorry to interrupt your nightlife. I just wanted to ask you what I should do about my face." She doesn't respond, and 2 minutes later, he texts again. "Hello, if you don't respond, I'm just gonna go to the police." He ends up coming back to her place, and she does indeed get on her knees as evidenced by the CCTV footage. The guy friend does not show up. I don't know if she told him not to. I don't know if he was still on his way. But he calls the police and accuses her of being an abuser anyway. Kuara states, "The video and pictures were taken without her consent or awareness." She says she's ready to face the consequences of assaulting him as well in this two-sided assault situation, but she says, "He threatened me with the video. For a female entertainer, what could be more terrifying?" Dispatch releases pictures that shows all the bruises on her arms, legs, wrist, hands, knees, ankles. It's pretty intense. Hara's ex-boyfriend sent 2 emails to Dispatch, the same tabloid, that night. An email to tabloid Dispatch reads, "I have a report to make about Kuhara. Please give me a call." The second one is sent at 4:20 a.m., which would have been after the police came. It reads, "Subject, report on Kuhara. Message, it won't disappoint. Please contact me. I can't send videos or pictures right now, but if you don't respond quickly, I'm going to reach out to another network instead. You really won't be disappointed." CJ, the ex-boyfriend, responds this time with his attorney, and the attorney states, "It is true that the video exists. In terms of how the video came to be filmed, it was Kuhara who wanted to film the video first, and over 80% of the video was led and filmed by her. When my client asked, 'Why are we filming this?' Kuhara replied, 'I want to treasure a loving memory.' While filming, when the phone fell down, Kuhara set it back up. The fact that Kuhara led the filming of the video can easily be confirmed through the video." Okay, but that still doesn't explain the blackmailing with it. It doesn't make sense. Okay, yeah, they filmed it, but he's literally threatening her with it.
Yeah.
The attorney says, "If his goal was to leak or exploit the video, wouldn't he have already done so?"
Well, he was going to.
Yeah, he
Through
was
the
trying.
email.
Then CJ's attorney tries to guilt trip the public. "My client's mother has become ill due to shock after hearing about this, quote, revenge issue. He has been holding back in consideration for the other party, but he is now being accused of being a heinous criminal." At the end of this very long, nonsensical statement, the attorney states that CJ, his client, will be suing Kuhara for defamation. In another interview, CJ stands by the argument. The interviewer asked CJ, regardless of if she wanted to film the video or not, it is weird to send the video to her after a fight. With no other accompanying message, how is a woman going to interpret that? He defends himself and said, the reason for sending it is like I said before, it wasn't like I was trying to do something with it. She took it herself, right? And basically after the fight, I was consolidating my files and I was deleting files and I was like, okay, I guess I should just send this to her because she's the one that took it.
Who's gonna even buy into any of this?
The police. The police agree with CJ. 8 months later in 2019, middle of 2019, two things would happen. CJ will make a formal apology on Instagram while the legal case is still ongoing. He writes, I want to sincerely apologize for causing so many people to worry. I wasn't able to respond to messages from friends, acquaintances, and people who love me because my KakaoTalk account was gone. I apologize once again for making so many people worry for so long and for causing disappointment. I want to live in repentance for causing such deep disappointment to my peers who trusted and worked with me and the people who supported me and my family. With this kind of heart and with the help and support of others, I've been able to open up a salon after all this time. I'm lacking in a lot of ways, but as always, I will do my best as a stylist. Signed, Choi Tong-pom.
Wait, so he came out to promote his new business?
Yeah, it was shut down. Yeah, because
What do you mean it was shut down?
People were like, we're not going there. He had to close it down. But around that same time, May 2019, Kuhara posts on Instagram, I'm tired of pretending that I'm happy and everything is okay. I don't want to cause concern among other people. A few days later, she posts another Instagram picture with just a cryptic word. Goodbye. After seeing that, Hara's manager starts panicking, starts calling her, no response. They drive to Hara's house and find her unconscious and in critical condition. She attempted to self-exit. Thankfully, her manager rushes her to the hospital. While all of this is happening to Kuhara in 2019, reporter Kang is still going through all the USB files. So now the timelines have merged. Kuhara attempts to self-exit. Reporter Kang is going through JJY's phones. And she's releasing a few little articles about Burning Sun, but the full death of Burning Sun is not uncovered yet. She's deep in trying to figure out who the police official is, because there's clear evidence in the chat rooms that they know someone in power that's pulling strings for them. One chat reads, and this seems from context clues to be about maybe a driving issue, from Choi from FT Island. He texts into the chat, I got a call earlier from Yongsan, the police station. What do they say? The officer in charge of my case wished me a happy birthday. Ha ha ha. Another text read, some came in and took photos of the interior of Burning Sun yesterday and snitched on us. But the police prosecutor general said they're snitching because they're jealous, so don't worry about it. He's going to sort it all out for us. Hara tells reporter Kang that she read the articles recently released about Seungri, JJY, and Choi. She knew them. They were all friends at one point, and they used to come over to her house and hang out. And she didn't realize at that point, but she does remember now seeing some things on their phone, and it just was weird. There is something Hara can do for reporter Kang. She needs a name. The name of the police official. Hara is rather friendly with most of the idols involved, and this is before she knew what they were doing with Burning Sun. I mean, it's a small industry, so everyone was kind of friendly with them. But she was actually pretty good friends with Choi from FT Island, who is also involved in the chat rooms. They were close even during their training days, and likely they probably trauma bonded through what they had to go through to become idols. And I'm sure Hara, even after what she went through with her own situation with her ex-boyfriend, she likely has a lot of sense of feelings of betrayal for what Choi is accused of doing at this point, because this is her friend. He's a good friend that's accused of committing very similar acts to what her boyfriend did to her. It's a lot to deal with, but she tells reporter Kang she's gonna get Choi on the phone and they can record it. Reporter Kang speaks. It appears he's someone very high up. Choi says, yeah, we actually met once and played a round of golf together. I heard he's currently at the presidential residence working for the president. He did work for the police. It's a police officer named Yoo Kyung-gun. After that report, a wide police investigation ensues, and the Burning Sun investigation would only grow bigger from there. Reporter Kang said, yeah, it can't have been easy for a celebrity to just cold call a reporter the way she did. Hara was incredibly down to earth and brave. I was so grateful she was courageous enough to ask around for my contact number and reach out to me first. What stays with me is that Hara was the one that persuaded Choi to talk to me. And within a few months, Kuhara would be dead. And reporter Kang, along with the rest of the public, could not help but notice some very sick parallels in Kuhara's life and her friend Soli's life, two of the most hated K-pop idols at the time, and the parallels between their scandals, their life, their career, compared to Seungri, JJY, and Choi, some of the most beloved K-pop idols of the time, and how the ones that are actually worthy of love do not get it until it's too late.